What is up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive In. My name is Monkey.
And I'm Ben. How you doing, guys?
It is 2018, and instead of playing the shitty Battlefield 5, I'm playing the slightly better Battlefield 1. And Ben is playing a hard
Home
game.
Sweet Home. Yes, I am. I'm playing Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, so if you hear him yell in the middle of this video, that's why.
It's a glutton for punishment.
He really is. But today we're actually going to be diving into, this is going to be a two-parter video. So at the end of this video, be sure to click onto the next video. It will be labeled part 2. But anyways, we're going to be diving into the top 20 movies of 2018.
Mine are not ranked, by the way.
Yeah, his are not ranked. Mine sort of are, but maybe it'll be better if they weren't. Either way, we're going to go through the first 10.
First 5.
Well, first 5 for each of us. And then we're going to jump right into the last 5 for each of us in the second video. So like I said, be sure to click on the link for the next video. I will put it at the end of this video. All right? But without further ado, Benji, give us your, I guess, number 10? If that's how we're going to do this?
In my 10th, yeah. Formerly my 10th. Okay.
Yeah.
My first pick is Alex Garland's Annihilation, which I thought was a phenomenal sci-fi film.
Oh my God,
which I understand,
yes.
Pat, you have in your top 10 ranked as well.
Yep. Annihilation, I actually put for my number 6 because
You're number 6. That's awesome.
I loved that movie. And so did my wife. She thoroughly enjoyed that movie. And she's not really into horror movies, but this movie was, I guess you could call it a horror movie, right?
It's like a horror sci-fi film.
It's sci-fi, psychological horror. It's a dope movie.
I'm so happy I saw the movie in theaters. It got a really limited release. I mean,
Wait,
it was a wide release, but it was only in theaters for like 2 or 3 weeks. So not that many people actually got a chance to go see it. So a lot of people caught it on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it in theaters. I didn't even know it landed in theaters. So for that reason, but yeah, no, the movie was absolutely incredible. The alien, I guess you could call it aliens. I guess it was aliens. That whole aspect was really, really cool, and it left you with a very Inception ending, where like you kind of have to guess the ending for yourself.
Yeah, like
which I appreciated.
The design of the alien was so alien.
It was so yeah.
See what I did there? It was as if Alex Garland and the writer of the book were trying to go for something that was so unlike any human, because we, as like a sci-fi genre, like to give aliens human attributes and human desires. So as soon as a human desire is no longer present within an alien, it seems even more foreign.
Exactly. And I think that's why like the movies like A Quiet Place and Bird Box were so popular.
I have yet to see Bird Box, but everyone's either raving about it or talking about it. Even people who didn't like it are still talking about it.
Yeah, it's so good. But we'll get to Bird Box in a moment. Oh shit, A Quiet Place was 2018. Yes, it was. That has to be an honorable mention for me, because as much as I liked it, I did not like the ending. So I'll just leave that as an honorable. But anyways, yeah, my number 10 is it was a weird one, but it's by my favorite directors, like one of my favorite directors of all time. That was The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. This was This one was a Netflix original. This is by the Coen brothers, and I love the Coen brothers to death. I've seen so many of their damn movies, and they are geniuses when it comes to movie directing.
Yes, they absolutely are. But they've returned to their Western roots, which I would say they started kind of with, No Country for Old Men wasn't their first Western, was it?
I don't think so, but it was one of their most well-known. It is probably
a phenomenal film.
It was probably their most well-known film of all time. So
aside from like Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot they did Big Lebowski. There's some movies that like are so non-Coen brothers that I totally forget that they actually directed them. This movie didn't even feel like, I mean, it did feel like a Coen brothers film just from the Western aspect, but it was more goofy, you know?
It's not their first musical either.
It's not, and that was also something that took me back, was that it was a musical. I was like, oh, hello, interesting. That definitely drew me in because it was like it's a Western, but it's also a musical, and it's an anthology. I'm like, what is happening? I have to watch this movie, and I did not regret it. It is so weird, but it was so damn good, and it was packed with stars. Also, I mean, you had Liam Neeson in it, Tim Blake Nelson, James Franco, which was actually my favorite part of the movie, with James Franco's part.
First time.
Oh my god, I love that, and that. Like, this is one of the few Netflix originals that like I watched purely because it became a meme, and I saw it everywhere, and I was like, okay, I have to figure out what the fuck this is from. And I was like, oh, I loved his part. James Franco's part was absolutely genius. It was so funny.
Hilarious.
It was hysterical. I love James Franco too. Battle of Buster Scruggs. If you like anthologies, you'll love this movie. Even if you don't like anthologies, it flows like a regular movie, which was very interesting to me. As much as it felt like an anthology, it felt like almost like an anti-anthology movie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
Because it didn't really.
I like that. It was more based around thematic elements than it was about story elements. Like, thematically, the entire film's about death and ways you can die in the West.
Basically. It was basically A Million Ways to Die in the West, only better. Like a billion times better.
Good.
Yeah, that movie, as much as I love Seth MacFarlane, that movie was kind of trash.
Oh, it was very trash.
And what's your number now, bro?
All right, it's going to be Cold War, Polish film. It was
there's going to be a lot of...
I can't imagine that you've seen it.
There's going to be a lot of foreign films because Ben is our like overall film guy. So he's into all the art films, the foreign films, everything. So most of his top 10 are foreign. Which is totally fine. Which is totally fine.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Cold War is a phenomenal love story. Takes place against the backdrop of the Cold War in 1950s Poland, covers Berlin, Yugoslavia, Paris, and covers decades. There's decades to the film about how people fall in love and out of love.
Oh, very cool.
And it's just it's so good. It's so deep. And it's shot in black and white.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It looks like a period piece. It's set in the past, so you
that's
you
actually
just get
really
a sense of time.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it when directors do that. Plus, it keeps down production costs as well, so that's even better.
I highly recommend it to you, Pat, and to you, our listeners, who are looking for either a love story or even just a good film.
Fair enough. I'll definitely check that out. I'm always interested in watching new movies and movies that are out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone is like action, superheroes, comedies, sci-fi. So that's like what I watch on a daily basis. And like my entire top 5 movies are all superhero movies. And that was totally by accident. But that's just what I watch. That's just what I'm into. So I'm always interested in going outside of my comfort zone. Like Ben helped me with that this year and showed me the unrated version of The House that Jack Built, which I do not recommend to anyone with a weak stomach.
You're welcome.
So yeah, good movie, but oh my god.
We just had to see it.
Yeah, basically. My number 9. We are moving on from where we were in Annihilation, or Ben's number 10, and I'm going to go with Bird Box. Now, Ben has not seen this, so I'm going to talk about this as spoiler-free as possible, but everyone needs to go watch this movie. There's always like that one Netflix original that blows everyone away, and like a while ago, it was Haunting a Hill House. Yeah, that show, if it was a movie, would have been a absolutely incredible horror movie, but this movie... Another Netflix original, Bird Box, is along that list of like Netflix originals that blow everyone away. It was just simply incredible. What they did with the aliens and the creatures was so interesting, and they left like most of it up to imagination because you never actually saw the creatures ever. They just described it as like the creatures portrayed themselves as like your greatest fear, or something that would your greatest sadness or regret or something like that, and it made you want to kill yourself. And like soon after you saw them, you did kill yourself. So that was kind of terrifying, but the cast was absolutely incredible. It had Sandra Bullock, Sarah Paulson, MGK was in the movie for like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
He had the same line and just said it 40 times, and it had some variation of the word fuck in it. So that was really super. I also had John Malkovich, who was my favorite character in the whole movie. I fucking love that dude. So the movie's fantastic. It was directed by Suzanne Bier, who's apparently an award-winning director. I've never seen a single movie by her, so this is my first movie of hers. So good on you, Suzanne. That was a dope movie. Just to feel the whole movie, it felt very much like A Quiet Place and The Happening, but through its own little twist. And there's like deals with like a loss of one of your senses, which makes the movie even more, I don't know, terrifying, which is why Quiet Place was so scary.
Yeah.
So it dealt with that, and I thought it did so incredibly well.
So there are 2 films right now out this year, horror suspense films that are about sensory loss.
Yeah, it was.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was A Quiet Place and Bird Box. Quiet Place dealt with you can't make noise, and Bird Box dealt with you cannot look.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know, but I'm all for it. I think it's a really cool concept.
You want to move along?
Yep, go for it. It's all you.
Okay.
My
number 8.
Yes.
I think we're on 8 right now. Pick is Yorgos Lanthimos's The Favorite, which was absolutely hilarious. A period piece, and all 3 lead performances by Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the actress's last name, who plays the Queen. Yes, Emma Stone.
I love Emma Stone.
All 3 of the lead performances are absolutely incredible. It's hilarious. It's tragic. It's so dark. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for a good time.
Dope. I love Emma Stone. She's one of my favorite actresses of all time. So, fuck yeah. I'm definitely going to check that out. There's a lot of movies on Ben's side that I have not seen at all. So, this is going to be giving me shit to watch as much as it's going to give you guys stuff to watch. My next one is Won't You Be My Neighbor? Mr. Rogers was my entire childhood. The person I am today is built up of complete assholery, and the other half is just like good-natured human being, and that's from Mr. Rogers' side. Complete assholery is from like tons of comedies. Tons of raunchy comedies, but the good nature side of me is from like mostly Mr. Rogers and Winnie the Pooh. So this is a documentary of Fred Rogers' legacy, and like the dude, besides his TV show, he was so iconic and like so incredible outside of the movie industry. He was active in politics. He was active in his community, outside of his own TV show and other television. The dude was absolutely phenomenal. He was so inspirational and amazing. And this documentary was so great. It gave such a great tribute to his character and who he was as a person. And I thought it was really, really great.
I cried while watching the trailer. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen the trailer. It was completely beautiful. It
is beautiful. It really is. And Fred Rogers was such a great human being, which is so hard to come by in today's day and age. So it was so great to see that.
Okay, my next one is Gaspar Noé's Climax.
You told me about this movie.
I showed you the trailer too.
Yeah, you did. It looked interesting as fuck.
It's about a group of dancers who meet to party, dance, drink, and someone spikes the punch. So it's basically about a hallucinogenic descent into a drug-induced hell.
Fun.
Yeah, fun, right? It was literally insane. Gaspar Noé always pushes the envelope for what film can do.
Yeah.
And I would highly recommend it if you have a strong stomach and can handle aberrant human behavior. But if you're looking for a really wild, crazy, insane trip into the deepest corners of human psyche, I would highly recommend you check it out.
Fair enough. I love those kind of psychological movies that just fuck with your head. I don't know why, and people are gonna call me crazy for liking them, but I don't fucking care. They're really cool. They're fun. Also, I may be legitimately crazy, but that's neither here nor there.
Warning, my game is about to get really scary, so if I start screaming or like panting, I'm so sorry.
Ben's about to start hyperventilating here, so you've been warned.
Just a little word of warning.
My next one is another movie that brought back a lot of nostalgia for me, and another movie that shaped me as a person in my childhood, and that was Christopher Robin. This movie was gorgeous, and it was perfect. Like, it was a very stereotypical movie, but I didn't go to see it for the movie. I just went to go see it for fucking Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh, because, like, come on. They literally brought back the voice acting from a lot of the characters of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, Jim Cummings was the original voice actor for Winnie the Pooh, and he came back for this movie. And I was like, oh my god, yes. I love you. I love you, Jim Cummings. You're amazing. But then they also changed some of the other characters. Like, I think they changed Rabbit. They changed Eeyore. And I think Tigger was the same. But, like, it was beautiful. Plus, they had freaking Ewan McGregor as the grown-up Christopher Robin. And that is the most perfect casting of all time. I love it. I love Ewan McGregor in every single thing he does, Star Wars or not. I thought it was just a blast from the past. It was just so nostalgic, and I loved it so much. It just resonated on like such a great level with me. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Next one is The Wild Pear Tree, a Turkish film about a young man who returns home after college, and he wants to be a writer, and kind of lacks drive and goals, and realizes that his father may not be as great of a man as he was, as his father's debts have caught up to him and have kind of started to collapse his life, and it starts to impact the son's own life as well. So he realizes that the trajectory of his life isn't heading where it originally was supposed to be. It's beautiful. The cinematography is gorgeous. The director always makes very touching films, and this one is as equally touching. The director is Turkish, so if you don't mind reading subtitles, I would definitely recommend you check out The Wild Pear Tree. What's your next pick?
My next one is, well, actually, we already talked about it, but it was Annihilation. That was my number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Annihilation. That's a dope movie. I love that movie so much. It was so good, but we already talked about it enough. So
on my next one, all right. My next one is going to be Roma by Alfonso Cuarón.
Oh my god, this movie was so good.
It was phenomenal. It was so good.
My wife,
is that on your list as well?
It wasn't, purely because like as much as I liked it, there's a lot in the movie that I just not didn't understand. I mean, to me, like, the directing and the character acting and everything was great. However, the only thing I didn't really like about the movie was the plot, because there wasn't really much of a plot. It was
it's mostly more of a feeling.
Yeah, it was just an art. It was an art film. It was a film about life, really, which I definitely appreciated. But you know, for that reason, I liked it for its for the fact that it was Mexican, and my wife is Mexican, and she was so looking forward to this movie, and she loved this movie. So for that reason, that's really the only reason I ended up watching it, was because it was a Mexican movie and it had all Mexican actors and everything. But yeah, it was very, very beautifully directed. The acting was spectacular. it was a very colorful film, but at the same time, it was a very how do you call it, cold almost? It's very colorful, but it was cold.
Yeah, I mean, it's black and white, so
literally what I'm talking about right there. Like, it was so, like, just the feeling around that movie, like, I totally forgot that it was black and white, because I was literally watching it, like, my mind was watching it in color. It was that, like, emotional. If that makes any sense at all.
It's like a slice of life. It's a slice of life story.
Yeah, it was very, very good. But anyways, guys, that wraps up our first 10 movies of 2018. Like I said, we're going to be putting up a part 2 directly after this video. So the link will be right about here or at the very end of this video, or you just go to our channel page and find it there. All right, it'll be just labeled Top 10 Movies of 2018 Part 2. All right? So guys, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please swipe right on that like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more of us diving into the latest news surrounding TV, video games, and movies, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified whenever our videos go live. Benji boy, I'll see you soon.
All right, see you soon, man.
Stay excellent, and we'll see you in the next video.